Hello and cheers. Welcome to Shikanime. My name is Lauren and today I am going to be looking at how to drinks Dragon Ball Z drinks for kids who got old. That's definitely me. I'm in that category, faux show. I'm also watching the Dragon Ball Z abridged series right now over on the Chicago Reacts channel. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure you go and do so. I brought with me today a pomegranate martini. I promise you it looks better in real life than it does on screen. For whatever reason, it does not translate well, but it is very tasty, so I'll be drinking that because I figured, it's been a while since I've actually had a drink in a video, and if not now, when? So I want to see what drinks he's going to make for Dragon Ball Z, and to see if I actually know the characters at all or just their abridged counterparts. Let's go.
Dragon Ball Z is a show that I grew up with, or maybe not grew up with, it kind of like came around when I was like in early middle school. I want to be very clear about this. There was no Cartoon Network. I caught Dragon Ball Z at 4:30 in the morning on Channel 9. So if I get some of this stuff wrong, it's because it's been 30 years.
And he hasn't gone back. He hasn't gone back. I'm disappointed in him. Still coughing, as you can see. But I'm sad that he hasn't gone back to check it out and make sure that he's got it. Also, I never watched any Dragon Ball Z as a kid. My entire understanding of the show comes from the over 9,000 meme. I'd heard the word Super Saiyan before I started watching the abridged show. And that was it. I didn't even realize there was an actual dragon. So I knew even less. But let's go.
And I apologize to those
You're not forgiven
out there who are going to school me in the comments.
Ooh.
All right, today on How to Drink, I'm going to ask the question, what would Goku drink? And of course, the Goku I'm referring to is Goku, also known as Kakarot, from the Dragon Ball series.
Yeah, aren't there like 15 versions of Goku or something?
Of the most beloved and popular, maybe the most popular anime of all time, creation of Akira Toriyama, the story of a young monkey-tailed alien who fell to Earth to fight other aliens on our behalf. I don't know how else to sum that up. I think that's kind of it. You know what Dragon Ball is. You got to get the 7 Dragon Balls. You got to make a wish on the dragon. Bring your friends back to life. Generally, that's what they do. The Z Fighters. That's what they call them. The Z Fighters. And so Goku, he burns about 90,000 calories a day while he's training and fighting, and so he eats everything in his sight. And I looked into this. I was like, what is Goku's favorite food? Because I thought maybe I had referenced it in the show, and I didn't remember. But no, he just eats everything. He eats mainly rice and noodles. The two ingestibles that come up a couple times in the show at key points are, of course, senzu beans, which come from the cat that lives on the tower, and I can't remember his name. Namek?
Namek is the planet. What? I'm very confused. Okay, well, I'm going to be confused in this entire episode, I guess. Sure, I do remember the early stages of me watching Dragon Ball Z Abridged. I was playing a mini drinking game during it, and one of them was I would drink whenever Goku ate. So I remembered that part.
Namek the cat in the tower. Yeah.
What's your name?
Corin.
Yeah, it's coming back to me now. The cat in the tower. And he's got the senzu beans, and senzu beans they look like little soybeans and edamame. When you eat them, you're fully restored. All of your health, all of your physical thing. You don't need to sleep. You don't need to eat. You're fully restored on senzu beans. And then the other thing that comes up, and I guess this is actually in Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z, but is Ultra Divine Water, which I have to assume is a bad translation.
Some margarita.
Ultra Divine Water, which Goku finds in a cave with the spiritual entity of darkness. So I had this idea for a drink for Goku. So these are my senzu beans today. These are tonka beans. Tonka beans are, bluntly, not lawful to use or own in the United States, but your old boy Greg's got them anyway. These have come up on the show a couple times. Tonka beans used to be used in a lot of foods and flavors here in the U.S. They were outlawed for their coumarin content, which is bad for one of your organs, so don't mess around with it too much. Curiously, They were outlawed at the exact same moment that Dow Chemical, I think, came out with a synthesized replacement for the flavor that they provided. And also, curiously, these can be used as a precursor for making MDMA, or so I am told. And that might have also something to do with why they were outlawed.
Maybe.
But anyway,
Possibly.
they are one of the most glorious and potent smelling. Oh, just amazing.
See, he says Tonka, and all I think of is the trucks. Did anyone else play the Tonka trucks games as a kid? Like, they were computer games. It's just me.
Magic smell. It is like vanilla, cinnamon, and chocolate
Ooh.
all rolled into a caramel, buttery piece of magic. There's nothing like these on Earth. When you open the jar, the entire room is just flooded with their smell.
Where can I get them?
I made a syrup from them. The way that I made it was by taking 2 parts sugar to 1 part water and 15 tonka beans, which is maybe overkill. We're gonna need that. We're gonna need some gin. The only gin for a Saiyan monkey space alien would be Monkey 47 gin, and some chartreuse, and also lime juice. So let's get your shaker out and shake this drink up, this divine senzu thing. So we get an ounce of lime. We're gonna get a whole ounce of my tonka syrup. We're gonna do an ounce of Monkey 47 gin and an ounce of chartreuse. Now, if you're paying very close attention, you may have noticed that this is a variation on the last word, and you are correct. But you might also be asking, what happened to the maraschino? Well, the maraschino got turned into simple, well, in this case, tonka syrup. And a lot of people also, not a lot of people, but I occasionally get comments with people doing like laughing and crying emoji, saying, maraschino, like I'm pronouncing it wrong. So here's the thing. As far as I know, bartenders that I have met use the word maraschino when we're talking about the liqueur or the imported cherries, because that's the Italian pronunciation, right? And if you say maraschino, it's understood to be shorthand for American-style preserved cherries, which are nowhere near the quality or flavor complexity.
They really, really aren't. You use the maraschino. I mean, we at my bar are just like, are we going to use the fancy cherries or the maraschino cherries? But like maraschino does make a certain amount of sense. But no, like we have they're good. They're much, much better than the like thing that you put in a kid's Shirley Temple, you know, for the maraschino cherries. That is true. They are very different.
Of the Italian counterpart. They're distantly related, kind of. I'm not going to get into it right now. But like, we use both words, both pronunciations to mean different things. And I'm not going to stand here and pronounce maraschino to make you fucking happy. I'm just not going to do it. So we got our
Good for you.
tonka bean is standing in for senzu beans. We got our Monkey 47 gin, which is standing in for our Goku with the monkey tail. And our ultra divine water, well, that's chartreuse, because it's made by Chartreusian monks, and they're ultra divine. Come on, guys.
Okay,
go with me
sure.
on this. Lime juice,
Okay.
just ties it all together. At this point, I'm going to add some ice, shake it up, and serve it. Strain that. Gonna garnish this with a twist of orange. I'm gonna put it on a katana.
Interesting.
There we have
That's the juiciest
senzu.
orange. Like, his twists are the juiciest I've ever seen. And maybe it's just because he's getting really close, but I'm like, I cannot get that much anything out of the twists that I use.
Whoa. Whoa. What an intoxicatingly intense flavor. Oh my God, that's really cool. The tonka bean and chartreuse combo is an explosive flavor. It is honey, sweet vanilla, chocolate cocoa, caramel, and spicy in a little bit of a weird way. But not like pepper spice, but like herbal spices. I'm not quite sure I can put my finger on it. The lime juice really brings us together. Once again, this is another drink that proves that you cannot go far wrong making a variation on the last word. Really brings it together. The gin, I know it's contributing something to this drink because that is a powerful flavor, but it's hard to pick it out from what's going on here on its own. I don't think this would work as well with any other.
That might be part of the spice flavor, though, the gin. Like, depending on the gin he used. I've never tried this monkey gin, but...
Spirit, though. Let's put it that way. I think it's an important part of what's happening. That is dangerously, remarkably good.
Nice.
Super well balanced. Very easy to drink. The orange twist is very present. It has a bright orange note right in the front there. It rides right through. This is a very good drink. I'm very happy with the way this drink came out. Is it
Nice.
the best Dragon Ball Z
Oh,
drink?
there it
I don't
is,
know.
over 9,000.
Are there other ones? Are there a lot of Dragon Balls? Might be the only Dragon Ball Z drink. I think I got this market cornered. I don't know. All right, right after this, I'm going to see if I can come up with some drinks for Dragon Ball Z characters on the fly.
And it's even orange, like Goku's outfit. It's cute.
No preparation. I'll be right back.
On another Dragon Ball Z. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z.
You know, one thing that both of us love, Meredith, is Mr. Black. And that's why we're so lucky that they got to sponsor this episode. I don't know when the last time I just tasted some straight Mr. Black on the show was, but so there we go. It's, you know, if you're thinking about other coffee liqueurs, this makes them taste like syrups by comparison. Lightly sweetened, very strong coffee flavor. Doesn't really taste like chocolate like some other ones that I've encountered, you know, where they just
Some of
taste
them
like
do.
chocolate syrup a lot of times. This is fantastic stuff. You know, you can do a lot with this.
Mr.
It comes from
Black.
Australia, and they roast their own beans. They thought it would be really fun if I showed you a cocktail that is great to make with Mr. Black. We're gonna make
Okay.
a Mr. Black coffee Negroni. I'm going to build this over a big old ice cube. I'm gonna throw in 1 ounce of delicious coffee liqueur, Mr.
That
Black.
sounds good, actually.
I'm gonna throw in 1 ounce of Campari, which sounds crazy. to
It
pair
does.
Campari and coffee, but it actually works really nicely.
It does sound
1
crazy.
ounce of gin, and I'm gonna happen to use aviation gin today. It's a fine gin to use in this drink.
It is. Aviation gin is just good. I like aviation gin.
Get that nice and stirred. Garnish that with a
Interesting.
simple twist of orange. Drop that in. Salud. I like it better than a regular Negroni by a long shot.
It sounds
This is
better than a
delicious.
regular
Coffee
Negroni.
and orange sweet bitterness combined in
That is
a
interesting.
delicious drink. Absolutely delicious drink. Probably the finest gin delivery vehicle I've ever had. But really,
it
the Mr.
does
Black
sound
is out
good,
front and
like-
center. And boy, you know, you don't think that they're going to, but Mr. Black and Campari really go well together.
Interesting. I'm going to have to give that a try because I'm not a huge fan of Campari in general. I'm not a huge fan of bitter. And Campari is often, and it's often used too much. Like they put too much in there. But I can kind of see how that with the orange and the coffee flavors could work. It's interesting.
They are a match made in heaven. I have no notes, no complaints. Excellent drink. Thank you again, Mr. Black. Swing by MrBlack.co to learn more or find a bottle near you. And now, back to the show.
How long? So you said you watched as a kid. Is it still going? Is it like a Pokemon thing?
What? Goku is an alien, a Saiyan from, I forget the name of their homeworld, some planet. Saiyaman. All of the Saiyans' names are vegetables. Vegeta, Raditz, he's a radish. Goku's real name is Kakarot. They are super powerful, vicious, boxing karate guys from outer space who can turn into Super Saiyans. They get very angry, they train real hard, and then they burst into flames. Super Saiyan!
They look at the
become
moon.
unstoppably powerful.
So is that like a season arc, or would that be every episode?
What do you mean?
Like that they beat this thing. They
No,
go
no, no, no.
9,000.
Face off, wreathed in fire. You'd get close-ups on the eyes, just the eyes. Whoa, he's like gritting. And like you'd hear the internal monologue, gotta build my strength. His power's over 9,000! Just like fire around him, and both fighters are doing that. And it would go on like that for like 4 weeks. Just still there, building his strength. And then finally they would fight. Can't even see them. Just like flashes of fists and stuff. Like, whoa, man, that like blew my mind as a kid.
But it's been around for decades.
So Dragon Ball is a lot different from Dragon Ball Z, which is a sequel of Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball, Goku's a youngster, Weehai. He learns karate from a guy named Master Roshi, who happens to be a very problematic, lecherous pervert. Funny then, but now is not. And he hung out with Bulma. She was the heiress to the Capsule Corp fortune. Capsule Corp being the made-up company that sort of made everything, but it all comes in capsules. You have a capsule for like a motorcycle. Boop! Capsule. In her own anime way, Bulma, a babe. Yeah. That's, yeah, definitely as a young man, you're crushing on the Bulma a little bit. In a healthy way, a fine way. You know,
Okay.
adventures. The Ox King, King Piccolo, you know, all kinds of strange things afoot. It's funny, I didn't really grow up with Dragon Ball. My understanding is that in Dragon Ball, martial arts is not actually a focus. But then that really did well. So the publishers told Akira, you need to do a lot more karate stuff. And so Dragon Ball Z is entirely about martial arts and karate.
I am learning.
Karate fellas.
I am learning so much, but I also feel like I'm not really learning much. This does remind me of when my roommate a few years ago tried to tell me about Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and I was like, And I left that conversation knowing just as much as I knew when I started, which was the over 9,000 meme and that Super Saiyan was a word. And I think I might have known after that conversation that the Super Saiyan was a monkey. Well, that's all I had.
Fighting space monsters. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go a riffin I will go. We're gonna make up some drinks on the fly.
Greg, Boma sounded pretty cool.
You want Bulma, the blue-haired girl who's the heiress
Yeah.
with the money. The money. She wants the money, boys.
That's right. Make me that fancy drink.
All right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna
Fancy
shake that
drink.
drink. I'm kind of riffing off of a drink called a blue motorcycle because I have a vague memory of Bulma having a cool motorcycle at some point in the show. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna need lemon and we're gonna need lime. We're gonna do half an ounce of
Give me a
lime.
lemon. Give me a lime.
Oh my God. We're gonna do half an ounce of lemon. Now we're gonna do 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup, basically making what some folks might call sour mix. Now, things get a little complicated. We're gonna do 3/4 of an ounce of tequila. I'm using La Gritona, possibly available at Curiata at drink.curiata.com. 3/4 of an ounce of gin. 3/4 of an ounce of Stolich. No, you. Half an ounce of maraschino.
Stolich.
We're gonna do 3/4 of an ounce of blue curacao. We're gonna shake that over
Curacao.
ice. Okay, here we go.
To give that a little bit of an orange flavor.
Crack the other one. Get your science fiction glass out.
Oh, that's cool glass.
Drain that in there. Top it up with
With
seltzer.
soda water.
There we go. That's Bulma Blue.
All
Throw
right.
a garnish on there of a couple of cherries, and I think that is the Bulma cocktail, if there ever
It even kind of looks like her ponytail. Not gonna lie.
was one for her blue hair. I lost my cherries in there. That's tasty. Oh, that's fun. Lemon, lime, an interesting note that comes in from the maraschino. It is very, it's herbal. They're made from cherry nuts, like cherry trees, cherry bark, cherry stems, cherry leaves, the fruit, yes, the pits. It brings in a very cherry-adjacent flavor. People think it's like a cherry liqueur. It's not. It's more like a amaretto or something. The
Okay.
lemon and the lime and the sweetness are all really well balanced. This is a very delightful lemon lime soda that's alcoholic
Nice.
and quite alcoholic with a very interesting twist in there. I don't know. Bulma's
Interesting.
so world traveled. Bulma is
All
so,
the boozes. There are a lot of boozes in here, and it is kind of cool looking. It kind of looks like an electric lemonade. I had a family member, one who shall not be named, my mother, who got entirely blitzed on electric lemonade one year on New Year's. It was very funny. They were good. It was a good electric lemonade.
cosmopolitan in my memory of her. She was able to go anywhere anytime she wanted to because she was so frankly wealthy and equipped with science fiction and technology. So I don't know. I think that this mixture of spirits and blueness, of course, speaks to her character. I like that. All right, let's move along and make another drink. Let's make one for Krillin, one
Krillin.
of Goku's best friends.
All I really know about Krillin is, again, from Dragon Ball Z, and they have a Krillin own count on that. They've made him out to be rather annoying and deserving of getting punched in the face a lot on that particular version of the show. I still don't understand why he's got the dots. The dots still don't make sense to me, but...
Krillin is a monk. He is bald. He is one of the strongest humans on Earth. I always liked Krillin when I was a kid. He was like one of my favorite characters. When I think of Krillin, I think of the fact that he wears orange and that he's got 6 red dots on his forehead. Those are the 2 defining features of Krillin. And then
Are you
he's
going to tell me what the dots are?
sensible foil. He's always trying to, he's a foil. He's always trying to hold Goku back, you know, be reasonable, Goku. But he's always there. You know, he's a Samwise Gamgee to Frodo's Bobo.
Is that why he's like the annoying one? Because he's the mom friend? He's always like, maybe we should think about things just a little bit, you know?
Bobo Baggins.
Bobo Baggins.
Bobo Gaggins. Yeah, let me tell you about Bobo Gaggins.
Oh, God.
Bobo Gaggins. Ain't my cousin around the way, Bobo Gaggins. No, he is Samwise Gamgee's to Goku's. He's like a Samwise Gamgee
Greg,
to
how much have you
Goku's
drank?
Frodo Baggins. So it's his guy Friday. So let's give him a drink. Let's think about that. I think orange, right? I do think orange when I think of this guy, and I like the idea of using citron, which is actually a Patron product now.
Yeah, it looks like Patron.
Which is an orange liqueur.
I was just like looking at the bottle itself. I was like, oh, that's got to be Patron.
All right, we're gonna make it kind of a sour. I want some lemon lime action here. Half an ounce of each. You know what? Krillin's had a few senzu beans in his life. I'm gonna use an ounce of our senzu syrup here
That's cute. Okay.
to offset that. I'm gonna do 3/4 of an ounce of this citron, half an ounce of Campari. Now I'm gonna use a half an ounce of this Wray & Nephew rum. Wray & Nephew is an overproof Jamaican style rum. Just wanna make sure this drink's all the way up. Full strength cocktail.
Yeah,
A
wow.
little funkiness in there. Krillin is always kind of funky. And now an egg white as well.
Oh, oof. Ugh.
All right, now we're gonna dry shake.
I always hated, like, we had a one drink on our menu that used an egg white, and it's just, it takes forever. So now we use aquafaba instead if we need something that gives it that sort of texture and the froth. Because that's like the main thing it does. It gives it a little volume, it gives it a little texture, it gives it it's really frothy. Usually if you're gonna use aquafaba, you have to dry shake it first, and then you shake it over ice to like sort of really make sure that that body happens. But I was so glad when we moved when we moved from egg white to aquafaba, because first of all, aquafaba is vegan, so now like more people can have the drink, and it tastes the same. But also, I just have never really liked the texture, like the feeling of egg on my hands. As a kid making cookies or whatever, I always hated it. So that also doesn't help. I feel like it takes me forever to feel clean again if I've touched egg yolk.
Shake. Throw the ice in there, shake it up for real.
There it is.
Shake
The
that
dry
sucker
shake
up.
and then the ice.
Slippery
Yep.
hands.
See? I like it when like I say something and then he immediately like does the exact same thing. Like you have to dry shake it and then, because that's what that means. Shaking it without ice is called dry shaking. But
Strain that in there.
see the foam?
Put
That's what the egg
6
white does.
Try to put 6 drops of bitters on it. There you go. And that is my Krillin cocktail. I'm gonna grab
That's
my
cool.
iPhone so you guys can see exactly what I'm
That's
looking
really
at on the top
cool.
of this thing. And that's what I'm calling the Krillin. And honestly, I love it. It's kind of orangish reddish in color. It's got this great 6-dot top. Let's see what it tastes like actually. At
Grilladilla?
1,000 a night. That is an awesomely cool drink.
That one did sound
It's
cool.
got this sweet orange nose that is chased by absolutely fascinating, intoxicating tonka bean that just gets through your nose.
Basically
all up into your
cheating.
sinuses and brings so much character.
Yeah.
And then that
And like the thing is though, with these drinks, I can't make them. I can't even attempt because I don't have the tonka bean.
gives way to a very moderated Campari bitterness, which Campari can be pretty divisive. Here, it's nice. It's just nice. It just brings in this nice hint of bitterness. You're not getting the full potency of what Wray & Nephew can do to a drink, and that's good. That means that everything's working together. Everybody is kind of helping each other along and bending each other into this new direction in this drink. Try it. It's a good drink. It's a very good
We
drink.
can't.
Does
We
it
can't have
sustain
Tonka.
its nature. I think so, because there's so many. Krillin is such like a support character, and all of the spirits in this, all of the components are really supporting each other in this drink.
So it's
No
metaphorically
individual
accurate.
thing is shining, and I feel like that's very much Krillin's
Nice stretch.
deal. If one thing is coming to the fore more strongly than anything else, it's Goku. It's the Senzu bean, and Krillin is all of that. He's right there to support him in just one of the most beautiful friendships that's ever been depicted in the anime medium. Well, I made 3 drinks for Dragon Ball Z characters that I happen to really like: Goku, Bulma, and Krillin. If there's other Dragon Ball Z characters you think I should make, Trunks, Gohan, Master Roshi, let me know.
Piccolo, dude.
In another episode of Dragon Ball Z.
I want him to do one for Piccolo and one for Vegeta. Because I really like both of those characters.
All right, well, this is Team Rocket blasting off. Woo! Crossing my
Wrong.
references.
Yeah,
All right,
wrong
thank you so much for
anime.
watching. I happen to love Dragon Ball Z growing up. It was an important, formative part of my childhood, important part of my young adulthood, when I was transitioning from a child into a man. Dragon Ball Z was there to hold my hand and guide me along the way. It taught me to rely on my friends and not fear death, because someone can resurrect you with a wish. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I am Greg. This is HTD. I'm on the social media at Instagram, Patreon, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter. I'm always forgetting one. And I will see you soon with another episode of HTD. Should you like, should you comment, should you subscribe? I wouldn't stop you, but I also don't really think it matters. Just keep watching the show.
It does.
Enjoy the show. Make the show a part of your life. Put the show on a shelf. Put the show into your house. Invite me into your house. I'm begging you to invite me in. I can't enter until you invite me in.
Oh,
anyway,
he's a
here's
vampire.
4 more episodes of your favorite show on YouTube, Invite Me In, called How to Drink. And here they are. Check them out. I've been making the show for so long. Why won't you invite me in? And there they are. I also can't cross running water. See you soon with another episode of HTD. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I like the sudden lore that Greg's a vampire. That's fun. That's a fun new thing that he's adding to the lore, I suppose. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you want to see more stuff like this, go ahead and let me know in the comments below, and also by giving me a big old like, giving a thumbs up. If you want to see some of the other stuff that we've done, check out our other channels on Chicago Reacts and Americans Learn. I will link the Dragon Ball Z abridged that I'm working through over here somewhere. And I mean, I'm not gotten too far. I'm only on episode like 20. I've gotten through like episode 24, I think. So, I mean, I am enjoying it. I am enjoying it quite a lot, but that is where all of my knowledge is coming from. So take that for what it is. Again, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye.